And welcome back to the domestic hour of our Friday News Roundup. I'd like to hear your comments about that Rolling Stone interview. If we can call it an interview, it seemed to have been almost dictated by the people who were involved. Susan, what did you make of it? What did you think about the access Michael Hastings, the reporter, was given to General McChrystal and his aides?
Well, I think both the reporter and Rolling Stone deserve a lot of credit for working out this deal and for sticking with it. You know, they said that his interactions with the general weren't expected to last this long because of that. One thing leads to another, right? You've got a volcano in Iceland and grounds planes in Europe, and he ends up spending a month with the general and his top aides in various locations. And so I think they deserve credit for sticking with it and making that kind of investment in long-form journalism. I think, sadly, the impact of this may be to make that kind of access to public officials, to military generals, and to U.S. politicians and office holders more difficult because this clearly rebounded to the great detriment of General McChrystal and his top aides.
John King.
This was one of the great frustrations in the Pentagon, Diane, because they're mad at General McChrystal, but they were mad at him before this, too, because they did not think that he was doing enough to articulate the mission, to be more visible, to be out more. And so he was doing, if you will, glamour pieces with a big magazine, big McChrystal's The Star profile pieces, as opposed to the day-to-day or at least week-to-week work of saying, here's the progress in the administration. To be honest, the Pentagon's also not happy with the president. They don't think the president of the United States goes out enough and articulates the mission in Afghanistan, and they think that's one of the reasons public support and congressional support has gone down some. One of the reasons they wanted Petraeus first and foremost because he can go in on Monday and pick up the job from Friday. He knows the plan. There won't be a big gap. The number two, General Rodriguez, is highly regarded at the Pentagon, and they think he is someone who is quite capable, but he is someone who is media shy. And they want a general who has respect on the world stage and someone who knows how important it is to be public and explain the mission. General Petraeus did it through the surge, even when it was incredibly unpopular with people like the current vice president and the current president of the United States. General Petraeus is not afraid of the media.
This entire matter earlier this week had two crucial moments. John's already mentioned one, and that was when the president called Colin Powell and found Colin Powell's opinion to be consonant with that of his political advisors. The second was when David Petraeus said yes. I'm not sure how much choice David Petraeus really had. He was not being given a promotion. He was being given something of a demotion, really moving down from commanding Central Command to taking just part of what Central Command does as his mission. But at the same time, anyone would understand that this was the job, the one job in the American military that's going to matter in the next year or so. And obviously, David Petraeus had to take it. If he had not taken it, this would have gone from being, in a sense, the one disaster that looked good in the handling this week to being the worst disaster of the week. David Petraeus was the critical point.